Sigma 19 f2.8. This is the version for the E Mount. The lens is pretty small and compact. It is well built. It is all metal. It has focus by wire, so this focus ring moves very lightly, just at a touch of a finger. This is what it looks like on a camera. It actually focuses quite quickly. It is quite snap. When it comes to eye autofocus, it isn't really that good compared to Sony native lenses. I really tried it on the 16 to 70, and then on the macro 30 f3.5. It works much better than on this lens, so this is something to remember. I don't know if it's a problem with every third-party lens that the continuous eye autofocus doesn't work as well, but it certainly is with this one. It goes from f22 to 2.8, so you will achieve some subject separation. When it comes to focusing, it's just a ring, so there is no limiter, no infinity mark or anything like that. So when it comes to night photography, it isn't really that great. I would really advise you to go for an example with the Samyang, which is full manual. It has a scale and everything, infinity. Okay, so now we're gonna check the lens for sharpness. We are now at f2.8. It is a little bit soft in the center, and the corners are unsharp. Now we are at f5, and the stellar performance begins. I mean, this is just super sharp. There's nothing much to wish more than that. The corners are still distorted and unsharp. Let me now just enable the profile correction to see what happens. Okay. Of course, everything is still in the same condition. f8. Very sharp in the middle, and it loses it as we go closer to the corners. It is better, but still not too great. So right from here it starts. f11. Still pretty sharp. A bit of diffraction comes in, but not too much. The corners are similar to what we had on f8, but still not really sharp. f16. Already a lot of diffraction, but still very sharp. With a bit better corners, I would say, but And f22, so we start from the corners here. I don't think it's fully loaded yet. No, it actually is. So the diffraction and the corner distortion is pretty pronounced, and it loses its sharpness at f22, but this is as close down as you can get. This is f4.5, and yeah, it's pretty sharp. Sharp enough, it's without any sort of this is a long exposure shot, 25 seconds, that's ISO 400, and it actually is so yeah, you can see the star trails here. So the lens as it is actually not that bad for astrophotography, but I would really advise against it because of how the focus ring works. I would really go for the Samyang A12, as I said before, for that purpose. These are just some random shots. Very sharp. All the details are maintained. You can see every blade of grass and everything like that. This is a bit this is 2.8, And if we get close, you know, it's a bit soft. Of course, it's shot against the sun and closed down. It is a bit soft. This is F8. All the details are maintained. And if we try to go to the develop module and just pull the highlights down, yeah, the purpleness is just an artifact of how small the screen is. Doesn't really look good, but really if you zoom in, it's not there, so probably in a JPEG you wouldn't see those as well. It is 19mm, so on the aps-c camera is equivalent of a 28 on a full frame. Actually, I do not find this focal length that much useful. It's a little bit too narrow for a wide angle and a little bit too wide for like a walk around lens. The Micro Four Thirds version will give you 38, which is actually much closer to my favorite focal length, which is 40. So it would be much useful for the Micro Four Thirds system, in my opinion. It is a handsome lens. It doesn't have image stabilization, so if you pair it with like me with A6300, you will not have any sort of image stabilization on your camera. So if your complaint, for example, about the Fuji system is that they don't have stabilization except for the new one, for the new XH1, you will have the same problem here, unless you go with A6500, which is you know, more expensive than this one, but much less expensive than the Fuji with IBIS. If you're into this focal length, I would recommend it highly to you, but really, if you're looking for something like a walk-around lens, I would go for something a little bit narrower than this. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something from this video. See you next time.